Cory, this is fierce telco competition.
Yeah, look, this thing's really important. It's really important to Apple as the largest market cap company in the world. It's really important to the stock market. I mean, if you look at what's happened to the Apple stock since the shipping of the very first iPhone until today, you've got a stock price that's up over 400% in a company that went from an interesting technology company and technology story to one of the most important companies in the world. And the importance of this device to Apple cannot be overestimated. In the last fiscal year, the iPhone sales, which again were rising at a really substantial clip, iPhone sales, this company were about 43% of revenues for the company as a whole. So really dominant for this business at 43% of the company. Now, also very important, the size of the business here. This company really loves the iPhone. Look at what the iPhone's introduction has done for the Mac business. The Mac business was doing a healthy $7.4 billion in revenues in 2006. 5 years later, the iPhone had grown that business, had pulled people to Apple to the point where the company was doing nearly $22 billion in Mac sales. So the iPhone is really leading people to participate in this ecosphere, if you will, of Apple products. It's been great for every part of that company.
Yeah, but how much so? Obviously, we know the importance to Apple, but how important is Apple to people? Is the iPhone 5 enough to get folks to stay with the iPhone?
Well, certainly the resales to people who are already using iPhones and have already bought into this story, and I've literally bought into it, is important. But the growth of the iPhone market is maybe more important. Take a look at the year-over-year comparison of sales for the iPhone. This isn't people replacing their iPhone. These are new customers coming to the iPhone, and the numbers are really just mind-boggling. I mean, to grow 93%, 93%, 87% year over year, and yet, for this company, they're still competing on a features basis against things like the Samsung Galaxy 3, where the device introduced today is smaller than and maybe equal to in almost all of the features as the Samsung Galaxy phone, which if you look at it looks very different. But in terms of the screen size, in terms of the camera, in terms of the high-speed network and everything, that Galaxy phone that you're looking at right there has basically a lot of the same features as the iPhone, maybe just a very different user experience.
What about in the bigger tech world? What's the other competition besides Samsung?
Well, look, one thing is switching, right? So when we talk about are people going to want to switch off of the iPhone, well, the fact is more people are using the Android phones, and more people every day are using the Android phones. The gap is shifting, certainly. But maybe more importantly is where the smartphone market share is going and where it's coming from. In fact, the iPhone's actually been gaining market share, not as much as the Android, but they've been gaining market share probably from Research in Motion, a company that's really been failing here. Now, one of the interesting things and important things about this business is not just how they participate in the iPhone, in the telecom marketplace, but traditionally in most markets, the iPhone's just part of the telecom marketplace. But in the UK, the new iPhone apparently will define high-speed telecom. Apple's waiting, and regulators have feared to tread, picking winners and losers as the UK is slouching towards a high-speed wireless definition.